Imagine two people receive the exact same thing on the same day. $10,000. Not a salary, not a bonus they expected, a windfall, a tax refund, an inheritance from a distant relative, something that arrived from outside the normal flow of their lives. One of them has old money thinking. One of them has new money thinking. Same amount, same day, same starting conditions. 5 years from now, you will not believe how different the outcome is, and none of it will be about luck. The moment the money arrives, the thinking begins. Old money does not feel the arrival of $10,000 the way new money does. New money feels it as relief, as permission, as a signal that now things are possible. Old money feels it as a decision, a quiet, unhurried one. The feeling is different. The feeling determines everything that follows. Here is what new money thinks when $10,000 arrives. The first thought is the debt. The $4,200 on the credit card that has been sitting there for 8 months. The feeling of finally being able to clear it. But clearing the debt takes $4,200. That leaves $5,800. $5,800 feels smaller than $10,000. It feels like the opportunity is shrinking. So new money makes a mental note. Clear the debt, but not yet. First, address the thing that has been waiting. The laptop that stopped working properly 6 months ago. The trip that was supposed to happen last year. The new phone. The upgrade. The thing that will finally feel like a fresh start. New money is not wasteful. New money is responding to real needs and real pressures. The problem is the sequence. 3 months later, $6,400 has been spent on real things, on needed things. The debt is still there. It is now $4,600 because interest has been running. $3,600 remains of the original $10,000. New money puts $2,000 toward the debt. The remaining $1,600 goes into a savings account. The savings account earns 0.5% interest. It feels responsible. 6 months later, an unexpected car repair arrives. $1,400. The $1,600 in savings covers it. The account returns to zero. 1 year after the $10,000 arrived, new money has $0 saved. $2,600 in credit card debt. The $10,000 has been completely processed by the system. The system was never designed to hold money. It was designed to move it. Now here is what old money thinks when $10,000 arrives. The first thought is not relief. It is not permission. The first thought is, what does this become? Old money was taught, not necessarily in words, but in behavior observed, that money has two modes: working and waiting. Money that is waiting is money that is shrinking. Money that is working is money that is building. The question is never, what do I want to do with this? The question is, what will this do if I give it the right instructions? Old money looks at the $10,000 and immediately thinks in allocations. Not out of deprivation. Out of architecture. $5,000 goes directly into a brokerage account within the first week. Not when things are settled, not when the right moment arrives. The first week. $2,000 goes into the emergency fund. The fund was already at 3 months. This brings it to nearly 4. The cushion gets thicker. $2,000 pays down a portion of an existing low-interest debt. Not urgently, strategically. The high-interest debt was already cleared months ago. $1,000 is held deliberately. For something that will produce rather than consume. A course. A tool for work. Something with a return. The allocation takes 30 minutes. It is not agonized over. Old money makes this decision the way someone files a document. Methodically. Without drama. Without celebrating or mourning the amount. The $10,000 disappears into its purpose within the first week. And then something begins. You are now 1 year in. New money. $0 saved. $2,600 in remaining credit card debt. No investment account. Old money. $5,350 in the brokerage account. The $5,000 grew by 7%. Emergency fund. $11,200. Debt. Reduced. The $1,000 invested in a skill produced a raise. The raise was $4,800 more per year. The $1,000 returned 480% in 12 months. The gap after 1 year, $7,950 in assets versus $2,600 in debt. A $10,550 difference from the same $10,000 in 12 months. But this is not yet the interesting part. You are now 3 years in. New money received a second windfall 18 months later, $3,500. The same pattern ran. The same system processed it. The same relief, the same real needs, the same sequence. Current position, $1,100 in savings. $1,900 still on a card. No investment account. Old money's $5,000 has been in the market for 3 years. At 7% average annual return, it is now $6,125. The additional monthly contributions, $200 per month since the raise, total $7,200 more. Invested across 30 months at average market return, $7,820. Total portfolio after 3 years, $13,945. The gap is now $12,845 in assets versus $1,900 in debt. And old money hasn't done anything remarkable. No stock picks, no crypto, no side hustle. Just the original allocation decision. The raise from the $1,000 skill investment and $200 per month going into the market automatically on the first of every month. This is what old money means when it says, let the money work. It doesn't mean passive income in the motivational poster sense. It means you made one good decision and then you left it alone. You are now 5 years in. New money is not in a bad place. New money has learned. A savings account with $4,200. The credit card is finally clear. A sense that things are getting better. A plan forming. But no investment account. No compounding. No years of growth already banked. Old money's original $5,000, 5 years later at 7% annual return, $7,013. Plus 60 months of $200 per month contributions, compounded, $14,320. Total portfolio after 5 years, $21,333. The gap between old money and new money after 5 years from the same $10,000. $21,333 in a growing portfolio versus $4,200 in a flat savings account. A $17,133 difference from the same amount on the same day. The $10,000 did not determine the outcome. The thinking did. Here is the thinking difference in one sentence. New money asks, what can I do with this money? Old money asks, what can this money do? The grammar of the question is different. In one version, the person is the agent. The money is the object. In the other version, the money is the agent. The person is the architect. New money sees $10,000 as a resource to be used. Old money sees $10,000 as a worker to be deployed. Workers who are deployed earn. Resources that are used are gone. This is not a mindset you are born with. It is a habit of framing that was practiced until it became automatic. Old money families do not sit their children down and explain compound interest. They model a relationship with money where the first question is always structural. Where does this go? Not what does this buy? The child absorbs this. And then one day they receive $10,000. And the first thought is, what will this become? Not, what has been waiting? You can acquire this framing. It does not require a different childhood. It requires a different first question, asked consistently enough that it becomes reflex. The next time money arrives, any amount, not just $10,000, ask the old money question first. What will this become if I give it the right instructions? Before the relief, before the permission, before the list of waiting things. One question, asked first. Every time. That is the entire difference between the two outcomes you just watched. Not intelligence, not income, not timing, not luck. One question, asked in a different order. The $10,000 is not the point. The $10,000 was just the moment the question arrived. Old money has been asking it for generations. The question is available to you right now. You don't need a windfall to start asking it. You can ask it about the next $100 that arrives, or the next $47. The question scales down. The habit does not care about the amount. The habit only cares that the question comes first. What will this become?